All right, so we're going to start off today by looking at ecology in the biosphere. So the first thing we need to do is kind of define what is ecology. And ecology is the study of organisms, their relationships with other organisms, as well as their surroundings. So it's not just the organisms themselves, but it is the different types of organisms, but it's also how they interact with each other as well as with the world around them. Now we can do this on a number of different levels. We can look at very small pieces of ecology. We can also look at very large and broad sections that relate to ecology. And I think one of the best ways to do is to think about the different ways we could study our school. Let's say we took a look at our school at different levels. And if you think about it, we could break this up by class, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. We could even do staff versus students, or faculty versus professional staff, or administrators. We could even look at, who has these teachers during this particular period type of thing. So there's a number of different examples that you could use to look at our school and study it on different levels. We could also take it in the broader scope of school and look at the high school versus the middle school versus any one of the 4 elementary schools. So all of those are going to produce very different results based on what particular demographic we look at. And ecology is the same. We can study it on different levels that overlap and also contain one another. So with some of our examples there were some overlap. A teacher is considered staff, but they're specifically faculty, whereas Dr. Richardson is also considered staff, but he's an administrator. So we overlap, but we're also separate. And that's also what happens in ecology. So if you look at the circle diagram, the bullseye diagram that you have there, you'll see the numbers are labeled 1 through 6. So 1 is on the inside and 6 is on the outside. So the smallest one is the smallest circle, and that is the species. You can also put organism there. And then you have population, which is the next largest. And then the population, if we take different populations of animals or organisms, we can group them together and form a community. And then if we take the communities with the non-living environment and combine them, we get an ecosystem. And then so we take ecosystems that have some similar characteristics, we create a biome. And then if we take all of the different biomes that we have, we can combine those to be the biosphere. So just as a quick thing here, here's the species, population, community, ecosystem, biome, and biosphere. And one thing to keep in mind here is that as we go down here, okay, we get more complex. Let me see if I can type this. Alright, so we get, that's not showing up very well, sorry guys. We get more complex, and we also get bigger. Okay. All right. So now what we can do is you can actually go and take a look at the levels of organization handout that's here in Schoology and complete that by taking a look at that. And then you also have an Ed puzzle to complete.